almost the facts is you lied?
No.
Yeah. Oh my
God. That's funny.
You're down bad for that.
No. We all look. I'm doing orders. I do orders from what? From 9 to almost 12 o'clock. That's what I wanted to tell y'all too. I have to work out first because of course the baby is important. Hey, and then I have to start doing my orders, which takes me a couple of hours, and then I'm homeschooling. So then I get to my inboxes maybe around from 2 to 6. So anybody who like comments on my post, oh, I inboxed you. I know, but I have a little setup of how it goes. But anyway, I'm doing my orders right now, and I wanted to talk a little bit about, because I seen a post this morning. You can finish talking too, Destiny. I seen a post this morning, and I don't really want to get too specific, but I know somebody had like a stillbirth, and she mentioned that she had felt her baby kick while she was right before she went in labor. So from that point to where she felt her baby moving, for a couple of hours later, she had the baby, and then the baby's stillborn. So it kind of pisses me off because it's like these epidurals are medicating these children. Not even children, we talk babies. This is a baby we're referring to who has not even come out into the natural world and is being medicated. First of all, epidurals have cocaine. So I need y'all to research that. They have a byproduct. I don't care if it's a byproduct of cocaine. So you putting it into the spine. The spine should never be touched at that. And you have a little baby inside of your, I'm sorry. You have to understand, when you take medication while you're pregnant, it affects that fetus, especially an epidural. You're talking about medicine. You don't think that this slows down the heartbeat, drops the blood pressure, kills the baby, and all for you to not have pain while you're pregnant? And you can do that with the use of red raspberry leaf, but we getting epidurals? That's murdering our children. And it's starting to really piss me off. Like, you have a lot of people who are so afraid, oh, I can't use this herb while I'm pregnant. And some herbs you can't use while you're pregnant because it will abort the fetus. But you have to remember, your odds against somebody who's been taking Tylenol, Advil, Motrin, and then go wipe your sister death. There was, what did I just see? See, my problem is I'm a research junkie. And when I say junkie, I spend hours, days, months at a time doing research. I am obsessed with it. They call me like the mad psychopathic researcher. I swear that's what my family called me. I won't stop. And I'll find anything. See what they be trying to hide? You can't hide it from me because I go deep. I will find it. I go past all the studies that I know fake. All of the studies where they like, yeah, we did this, but it wasn't conclusive and all that. I go past all of that. So I think who was telling me something? There was a study I ran across, and my whole point is saying that I hold all my information here opposed to writing it down. And then people are like, where you learn that from? What references do you have? And so they start to eat me up because I forgot to write it down. But I'm getting better because I'm going to start printing out the research that I do. And all the research that I do are studies. This is talking about studies. So epidurals kill babies. That's a fact. But when you think about it, why wouldn't it? How could you get that type of lethal medicine into your body and think it doesn't affect the baby? All of those drugs they give you. God, there was a drug I was reading something, Destiny, and I can't remember just not, because they was like, because I'm not pronouncing it right, but I know first of all, you shouldn't induce labor. Why are we inducing labor? Because the baby retarded? Your body retarded? It's not gonna know when the baby comes. Most of the time, the due dates are off. Like I had said before, they try to convince me that I was pregnant when I was a virgin. You remember that? They was like, oh, your due date is this based off. No, you can't convince me I was having sex when I wasn't. I was still a virgin at that time because I had my oldest daughter when I was 17. And they was trying to convince me her due date was all off. So most of the time, the due date's off. We're not in line with ourselves like we used to be. So none of us know when we actually conceive. But that's when, yeah, I think so. They used to do that. People knew when they conceived because sex, God, I don't even want to get into that because I make certain posts and people go lose their mind. When you tell a woman certain things about herself that she has been trained to learn all her life, she'll lose it. I tell them the period is unnatural. No, it's not. We're supposed to bleed. That's the way to cleanse ourselves. Girl, let me start bleeding from my nose. That's a problem. Let my eyes start bleeding. Let blood start coming out my mouth. You know I'm dying. Let blood come out my neck or my underarms. But it's okay when it come out your vagina. You're just cleansing yourself. No, you're hemorrhaging like blood will come from anywhere else. It's unnatural. You see blood coming from a certain place, coming from any place outside of being inside the body. We know that something is wrong. Blood is a sign that something is wrong. But when you tell a woman that menstruating ain't natural, she loses it. How does the body cleanse itself? You can't get pregnant if you don't have, and all that's false. I hadn't had a period, almost 4 years. I still got pregnant. I guess that's impossible, huh? And then they like to say, oh, yeah, baby.
What you want, mommy?
Whatever you gonna give me. But anyway, okay, let me see. So good. Vegan ice cream, okay, playing. But anyway, so you have to, I tell the women about weaves. You don't want us to be individuals. You don't want us to decorate ourselves. I don't care what you do. I want you to feel like you royalty. I want you to wear, even having like, there are tribes that still to this day put red clay in their head for red hair. Girl, you don't got no pants. Oh, girl, you can't get in the camera, girl. She always naked. That's why y'all don't never see her on here. What you want? I'm trying to tell the people I'm doing all this. I look a mess. Your sister wants some ice cream. Go ahead. Give her. Serve her up some. All right, sorry y'all, but this is life for me. So when y'all be like, oh, I guess she never gonna answer my message, I'm gonna get to you. I have a lot going on. I'm pregnant. I gotta be pregnant. You gotta let me take care of myself. That's important. I gotta finish orders. Blah blah whatever. Okay, so the whole point is y'all have to take care of these babies inside of y'all. You gotta stop listening to these doctors, letting these doctors medicate y'all to the point where you're hurting your baby. You hurt yourself too, but you got to think of the baby. Stop being so afraid. They use fear as a big seller. Oh, this come out. Now we need a vaccine. Oh, fear is a huge seller. A huge seller. You have to understand our ancestors didn't have ultrasounds, but they wasn't afraid. I have yet to get an ultrasound with this baby. I'm not afraid something's wrong because I know back in the day they didn't have that. I can feel inside of me, and I know that if I'm eating to live, what could go wrong? You understand what I'm saying? But you have a lot of women, we dealing with morning sickness, and they can't hold the baby. The cervix isn't strong enough. But here's the thing. What you eating, sis? The baby got to grow. Sometimes when I look at people, I don't know how they still alive or how the baby's still alive. You got people who don't touch sunlight all day. Do you know a melanated being needs at least 2 hours of sunlight minimum every day? Sun feeds everything. Plants. It makes everything grow. The grass. But you're inside all day around the same germs, around probably Fabuloso was killing our children, giving them asthma, bleach. Why? Get some fresh air. You know what them old people do. People make fun of that. So them old people get up early in the morning to go sit on the porch. But them old people smart. They know. They're still vibing on that same rhythm. They don't know, but they know. You know why? Because morning sunlight is important. When you have a baby, you're supposed to hold that baby up to morning sunlight for at least 2 to 15 minutes because that's how they grow. That's how everything grows. But morning sunlight is so important because it's so gentle. You're talking about women with fertility issues. Get exposed to morning sunlight because ovulation is sun activated. Your body is sun activated. You are a living being. You can't be inside your house all day and think that you're going to grow properly. Mentally, physically, spiritually, all that's important. It isn't just physical too. Your mental state of mind, your spiritual state of mind, all that affects the baby as well. All of it affects you even if you're not pregnant. So all of that is really important. The whole point of this is, because I'm about to let y'all go because I got to get to the post office before it closes. Which I still got time, but still. I just look a mess. I got stuff to do. Stop medicating these children, these babies. Y'all pregnant, y'all don't need that in y'all. Ask these doctors, what's in this medicine? What's in it? How does it affect the fetus? How does it affect it? You know what I'm saying? Ultrasound, heating up the tissue, mutating the tissue. I want to see what gender it is. At what cost? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it ain't exciting. You think I don't have this baby in me dying to see if it's two? Wondering like what's going on, but at what cost? At what cost I'm going to do that? You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to put my baby in dangerous way just to see what I'm having because I know the effects of that. You know, we talking about speech delay. During my research, they were saying autism, all this from ultrasounds. We talking about mammograms causing cancer. You know what I'm saying? It's all based on what you're feeding yourself. And I'm not telling you to never go and, well, meat and cheese never cheat with. If you're a vegan and you cheat, you can cheat here and there, but certain things should be off your list. You know what I'm saying? I take me and my family, we mostly raw vegans. We go cheat to get a cooked meal, but we ain't gonna play with no caffeine. We ain't gonna play with chocolate. We ain't gonna play with no cold drinks. Because certain things is just way off the list. It's way too deadly to cheat with. I know if I cheat with it, there's a chance we could die in this thing. Because my body don't even have the enzymes to break that down no more. You know, it goes beyond the food too. We have to start realizing once you go vegan, what products you using? Dyes. I tell a lot of women, get away from them dyes. Linked to fibroids. Perms linked to fibroids straight up. You got dyes, link, killing the womb, but pay attention to the name. They don't really lie about too much. They don't lie about really too much. They call it dyes, artificial flavors. All that's not real. You got dyes in your children's food. You keep giving it to them, then you whoop their ass because they acting crazy. Well, sugar is a chemical that affects the brain like cocaine. So you didn't just coke the children up. You gave it to them. Ain't nobody brought it in your house but you. And then you beat them for acting nuts, but you did it. So you have to understand it go deep. You know, you can't be feeding your children certain things. And then when the effect is from the cause, everything, you know, you're losing your mind. It goes beyond, okay, so it goes beyond just being vegan. Let's start getting natural soap. We all know that soap causes cancer. We all know deodorant causes cancer. Then we talking about breast cancer. Pay attention to the links. You have lymph nodes right there. You're never going to drain properly. Ooh, let me get into this real quick before I finish. Because see, I've been rambling. I'm an Aquarius at heart, and I don't really ever stop talking. Okay, so the cold time. That's when cold isn't natural for melanated people. It makes the blood pump slower. It makes the heart pump. It have to do much more work in the wintertime. The blood vessels constrict. This is why the reason people get sick in the winter, because there's no flu season. There's no season for sickness. That's ridiculous, okay? The reason people get sick The lymph nodes, it drains slower because everything moves slow. The cold makes it slow. Now, why the hospital so cold? That blood runs slow. They keeping you stick up in there. You trying to get virtual freezing. You trying to heal. You about to die today. You need 2-3 warm blankets. Because we warm-blooded people, not cold. So in the wintertime, what starts to happen is everything running slow. So the lymph nodes start draining slow. If you already clogged up, you're not eating properly, they already draining slow. You inside most of the time. There's a lack of sun. The sun is healing. So you don't got no sun. You got the same germs circulating in your house. Your lymph nodes moving slower. Everybody sick. Nobody not eating right. You got to eat certain foods in the winter. You can't eat the same foods you was eating in the summer. Just like squirrels. They get the nuts. If they was to start eating fruits in the winter, they would die. So everything, my whole thing is research everything, question everything. People see me put up posts and they wonder, why she put that up? I put up milk is white. Why is cheese yellow? It's not because I don't know why. I want you to question everything. I want you to know. I want you to say, okay, well, that's weird. Why is it yellow? What chemical are they putting in it? We know half of the people on my page don't eat milk, drink milk or eat cheese, but I wanted question everything. I want you to question everything. You are living in the world. What's that movie with Jim Carrey? Lord Jesus. The movie with Jim Carrey where everything was fake, The Truman Show. That's what it was. I remember watching that when I was younger. The Truman Show, where everything was set up. It was set up for him. This is the world you live in. You've been taught that periods are natural. No, they're not. No, they're not, sis. No, they're not, mama. You don't gotta bleed. You don't gotta bleed. In other countries, I wish to this moment we could go fly over and be so connected to the people over there. Ask them women how often do they bleed and how much. Ask them. You know what I'm saying? We have to understand they are still existing tribes to this day. How many miscarriages are they having? How many babies are dying over there? They don't got no ultrasounds. They don't got no checkups where the doctor forgive me. Where the doctor fingering them inserting latex gloves into their sacred space, their womb, to check on the baby. That's absurd. You know, and I have a lot of women. I trust my OBGYN. Your OBGYN is molesting you. And I don't care how funny you think that sounds. It is what it is. I didn't notice it at the time. But when we sit there on that table, laying on our back with our legs cocked open while they insert their metal tools into our vajayjay with their cotton swab, that's not invasive. You don't feel weird? As conscious as you begin to be, as you start to be, you start to know that shit ain't right. You really know that that's not right. And then you don't have, it's all a business. It's all a symptom. Let me give them this food so thus they can come and get a non-remedy, because you're going to have to keep getting refills, because what? They don't cure anything. Nothing is curable. It breaks my heart when I talk to common people and they say to me, oh yeah, my grandma got this, but ain't nothing we could do. And I be but you know, you can't really say, oh yeah, it's already got a cure for this and this. Most of the time you just really can't. So we have to understand these people got drones, bombs, nuclear weapons, but no cure for cancer. We have to start thinking, because what we was doing, we wasn't thinking. Me too. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Growing up, I was quite curious. I asked my mom, like, what we got banks for if we could just hold our own money? Why are we the only ones with this type of help? I used to ask some serious stuff and she could never answer. She'd be like, Krystal, that's okay. But when I'm sitting here eating meat, I never thought this gotta be wrong. Something ain't right. Because we not thinking, we just going about our day. We don't stop to wonder about stuff. And this is where it starts to get serious. You have to start wondering, what this makes sense? Do this make sense? You know, I made the post about sex being unnatural while pregnant. Then people start getting pissed off, because when you tell a person something that goes outside of what they want to do, that don't go well. It really don't. People really get very pissed off. They want to still do what they do while they're pregnant. And, you know, it is what it is. But there was a lot of questions that I had them. I want you to think about. If sperm is meant to fertilize the egg and give you a baby, what does sperm do after it does that already? That I just want people to think. You know, if sperm softens the cervix, are we talking about miscarriages here now? Are we talking about preterm labor, early births? You know, we have to think about the unthinkable. This is what this page is designed for. I don't care what Billy with 17 PhDs told you. I don't care. Because guess what? What college they went to when they was building them damn pyramids? I want to know that. And everything I've ever learned, it ain't come from school. And I went to school. It didn't come from school. None of that. Because they ain't teaching that. They ain't going to teach you that type of stuff there. So I don't, you know, you can have 18 PhDs. But if you don't know that the food you putting in your mouth is killing you, you don't know anything. And I'm sorry. And you know, you have a lot of people that say, that's another thing. Don't not take information because you don't like how the messenger look. Oh, that came from a man? Yeah, it did. But please be wise in all that you do. Pick up information wherever it's coming from, if it's real, you know, and go from there. Because I be rambling. I really, really do. So let's clean it up. I'm not telling y'all to live like these boring lives or whatever, but be healthy, live long. I mean, be youthful, especially if you have children. You know, it's a lot of selfishness going on out here. We say, oh, I don't want to eat like that, I'm gonna die anyway. Oh my God, I hope my neighbor never see this video. But I got a neighbor, and this man gonna tell me, well, I would die. Wait, what he say? I'm just one of them people who enjoy the food, and I'm gonna die if I got to eat this. What? You a slave to your taste buds? You know, come on. But that ain't nothing but parasites talking. Parasites affect us more than we know. Parasites are so intelligent, they release a gas that tells you what they want you to eat to survive. So you thinking you want that strawberry ice cream? No, sis, them parasites do. We talking about demons. Y'all want to talk about Satan? Parasites are demons. They control the whole system. They start getting in the brain, and they start controlling you. You're depressed, angry. Kids have certain type of ADHD, which ADHD in itself is something kind of made up, but it is true too. You do have children with overactive nerves who just everywhere. They overwired. They can't, you know, and I ain't gonna say concentrate because school is unnatural. What being you know on this earth want to sit in a chair for 8 hours and we gonna think that's natural? And then they call you from school and say, oh, well, Jaquan don't want to pay attention. No, because I don't want to sit at my desk for 8 hours a day, neglected of sun and fresh air and everything else. School in itself is unnatural in the sense of how they do it. This is why I homeschool. And we take breaks all day. All day. They still learning. But my whole goal is to tell her, listen, I know what it's about. School is for you to sit there and become a good citizen. Because do you know how many degrees it took for me to start the Goddess Collection? 0. I didn't have to have nothing behind me. I didn't have to have no college degree. I didn't have to do nothing because I'm working for me. But you need all that if you're going to go into their system. When I tell Destiny, which is my oldest, and Harmony, which is my 3-year-old, I'm not preparing you to go get a job. If you need to go get a job, if you want to take that experience, go do it. But I'm preparing you to say, what am I interested in? What do I want to do? You take on the world, what you good at? What's your calling? What can you give the people? How can you serve the people and make some money? That's what I want her to do. Because I'm not training her to go sit and make somebody else rich or wealthy and to take away from who she is. That's not what we about in this house at all, whatsoever. So, off the subject again. Don't be a slave to your taste buds. You want to make sure, this is what I want to touch, water. Y'all all dehydrated. I ain't saying it like that, but most of us are really, really, really dehydrated. We thinking that like a couple of glasses a day is okay. You go with Dr. Saber, who recommends a gallon a day. So we ain't even talking about if you're pregnant. If you're pregnant, that water needs to be constant, like a water fountain. You need to be drinking and drinking and drinking. There's a lot of time why we have premature labor. For instance, you get Braxton Hicks. That's what they say, false labor, but I ain't even gonna go into that. Okay, whatever. So you go to the hospital, they say, oh no, that was false labor. Salt, okay? Omit the salt from the IV, and what you need is water. When women go into labor, and it's not time, they try to stop labor, which nobody can. There ain't an army in this world and in this lifetime that can stop a baby when it's coming through in this world. But anyway, they give you fluids to stop the labor. Water for a pregnant woman is so important. And a lot of people think they're drinking water and y'all not getting enough at all. Fruit water is good too. You don't have to drink as many bottles if you're eating a lot of fruit. You don't have to drink as many bottles if you're a raw vegan. The more cooked foods you eat, the more you need that flush. Cooked foods tend to stick to, and I don't care if it's healthy too. I'm not saying don't eat cooked food. I'm not trying to make you a raw vegan, which is great for the body. But if you choose to be a vegan who eats cooked food, great, whatever. But what I'm saying is they can tend to be more sticky. So you just want to make sure the water, as much, if you eat cooked food, drink more water. The more fruits, like I said, you don't have to drink as much, whatever. Somebody talking. I don't keep up with this. Hey, I think Jay upstairs. Go check, Harmony. What I wanted to say, your soap shouldn't burn your eyes. Okay, yeah, soap is very important too. So we got Dr. Bronner's, which, look, we got to choose from the least of the poisons. I'm not saying that, because I wouldn't even get at 1,000. But that's what I wash my hair with. That's what I wash my body with. And it don't contain cancer-causing or chemicals that's going to hurt you and your baby. And stop giving these babies a bath. They not dirty. I'm not mad at y'all. I'm just fussing because I'm pregnant. My hormones everywhere. I'm going to blame it on that. But anyway, yeah, why are we bathing the baby so soon? Why? They don't require that. We talking about a melanated being. How long can you go with? Oh, well, if your diet clean, because I don't want to say that. When you have a really clean diet, do you know how long you can go without washing your hair and there will be no mold and no bugs? This is what this tough, rough stuff is for. So you talking about a new baby, right? They just coming into this world. Baby, wait some time before you try to put some of that harsh stuff on them. They not dirty. They ain't been playing outside. They don't got, it's okay. But we doing it a little too early. Another thing, when you have the babies, 15 minutes. I think I said that already. You got to hold them up. With a poor connection, or say my thing had disconnected for a second. I had to stop using the deodorant. Yeah, I don't use deodorant. You get to a point you don't stink. Deodorant, perfume, makeup,